This is a new process in the planning arena. Vision statements were not part of the comprehensive plan. You set a goal and develop objectives to meet those a goal, but vision was not part of this new process. Okay, you heard Bob, you heard Dr. Walters, you know those kind of things are going on. We're going to go back. The plan was written in 2007. And these were what's called your short-term work program. And these things are the things that were on there. And what I'm looking for here is to check off, Jim, Casey, what's been done and what's not. Okay? What you actually accomplished. Hire historic renovation architect and fire plans to renovate the depot. Has that been done?
We've hired an architect. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking for anybody. Y'all want me to go ahead?
Yes. Yeah.
We have hired an architect to serve as an architect and consultant. They in turn have a consultant and engineer. We have both on the project. And we are in phase 1. We have submitted a negative purpose statement, which has been approved by DOT. We are in the process of writing the conceptual phase report. That's the definition DOT has on, but I guess you could say we're in phase 1 and step 2.
Okay.
So we've somewhat complete part of that.
Okay. Are you funding that study out of the general fund?
Currently, we've not incurred any costs. There have been some costs over the last couple of years, categorical assessment, those types of things. We found out that some of that stuff doesn't count. So, oh yes, I'm sorry. It's come out of just the city's operation.
It is not in the current spot.
No.
It is a project.
But I think there is the potential for it to become an item in the next SPLOST.
We would have liked to have had, if I recall, in the last SPLOST, but because of the great need for the wastewater treatment plant, that was pretty much all we put in. Because there's going to have to be a local match on this federal funding, which is over $100,000 and floats up and down the board how they calculate it. But there's about a 20% local match that's got to come from somewhere. And so that's something that I think that y'all would be wise to look at in this next SPLOST.
And the other thing, I think we all know that what we've got will not,
All right.
cover everything.
If any of y'all ever been to Cabela Depot, you've been in. Brian, one of my best projects ever. And that mayor, Jay Powell, and I actually put that whole thing together. If you can remember, it was actually worse than what your depot is when we started. But that's the reason I'm asking this question. It can be done. And I think you've got some disadvantages where that depot had some assets that they're going to be, got some things to overcome. But I think it's still be done. Do you agree with putting it in SPLOST for match? You think that was something that the people in Leesburg would be in favor of?
We've got the money. We've got to come up with our match. So we've opened the match control fund SPLOST money, so I think that'd be a good project.
Okay. Agree? I see some head shaking. I'm going to tell us what you think now. That's what we're here for.
I'm not sure if everybody would feel the same way as some of us feel about it.
We have a lot of new residents. Leesburg, I would have to say the majority is new residents versus residents that have been there 15, 20 years or more.
Well, you've had growth like you've had.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be outside.
A lot of people don't understand, a lot of the new people don't understand the history of that depot and where it fits into Leesburg and the need of Leesburg. And because of that, I don't know that the majority of the people would understand why this and not this. Because they don't have the ties to the community,
Unless we educate them more about it.
How much money have you looked with for our match?
Yeah.
it's going to be a community center. And right now, you don't have any space other than a church or a school.
Nowhere.
You could have a function or a gathering of a civic club or anything else. That's just kind of a designated community space. And that's one of the, we're limited in what we can use it for, but we're going to have one large room that can be used for all those kind of things.
Okay,
And
yeah.
wedding receptions or-
Point being, this is still a viable project, very viable project. We've got funding from a federal grant, which is actually, it's a state grant that's actually federal money to do this, and you're looking for the match from either your general fund or from a new SPLOST. Okay, is that a reasonable statement? You write that down, Casey?
Could that be kind of corporate when we're looking at, we're thinking about doing some renovation or cleaning up the downtown area?
Okay, now remember what Bob was talking about earlier about a downtown plan?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
All this is kind of
I
coming
mean,
together.
can that wrap into this?
I would think so. I think, I don't like you, Keith, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems to me that would be something, you want to wrap everything around.
Because again, it's back to what Dr. Walters said, I'm thinking about, the schools is a big focus point in Leesburg. That's where, that's the attraction that people come into Leesburg for the schools. We got a lot of families that come in for the schools, but they come into the town, it doesn't maybe look as good as it should, or like we're well kept. We care about our city.
I think all the residents want to see a drastically improved quality of life and a drastically improved beautification of the town. I think it's something that it's our job as a city to more or less educate them on why this is so vital to what the overall picture is. I don't know that we've done a good job of that, and that's what I'm saying. If we educate them, the percentage of people that would be more than likely willing to say, yes, I'm 100% behind this, I think would be greater. I just think it's our job to educate them and to include them in, so they can buy into what these women needs to do.
And then they come back in and invest in something in that.
So the office working here to educate.
Yeah. They don't understand, some people don't understand the training, where the training, where that's center Leesburg. That is a center Leesburg. And a lot of people just aren't.
Us outsiders can see things sometimes that y'all can't. I know Alan saw something that a lot of people did not see, and that was communication. And we've talked about this time and again, and that education is a communication. Somebody's got to communicate these kind of things to the general public and get them educated. How you do that? There's a lot of different ways, but that's kind of up to you what's going to work best for you all. The reason I flipped to this one, I'm pretty sure that's the back there. And this is another activity that is basically the same thing Bob you talked about.
Well, I think it's going to fit into this plan that Bob's kind of got working up on the renovation of the park and the road work.
Okay, so I think this downtown plan, the renovation of the depots, somehow you got to try to work all that together. Okay. Water and wastewater. And the wastewater plant comes online when? February?
The end of this month. The end of this month.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh. Was there a significance there?
Give or take, we're down to 30 days, pretty much.
What capacity do you think will give you all versus what you have now? Is it
We're going from $500,000 to 1.2 million.
from $500,000 to 1.2?
It's double, more than double
You're
our
going to double the
capacity.
plant. And the plant now is
There is,
over,
I'm sorry,
is it being fully utilized or is it overutilized now?
it's lower than
It's a little overutilized. So you're building
cost that was tied to it in the negotiations, if I'm not mistaken, that there was a capacity reserved for the county. Was it 20%?
20%.
200,000.
20%.
Was reserved for the county, for
That
some
was
of
in
the.
here, 20%.
Right.
County.
And, you know, point well taken there. But the issue there at the time was that Leesburg would not, would be able to continue with its 2,500 residents and use the pond, but for the school system, which was put us out of permit. You're in permit for the summer, but not there. So it's a symbiotic relationship working together.
Okay, then Bill, what fund is that?
SPLOST.
How we also lost 1.5 of our money, I guess.
I think it's going to end up being about $1 million tomorrow.
Okay.
5 million's lost, and about $1 million.
So we can check this one off as complete as far as wastewater, what our water system is. Is the water system in good shape? What's your capacity right now? You know?
The drinking water side, I honestly don't remember the number of gallons. I've heard the number, but I don't remember. I mean, we have 2 large towers.
You go out.
I'll give this out. We could go 48 hours. If for some reason power went out in the entire city, we could go 48 hours before we had an issue with there not being drinking water. If that,
24 hours is kind of the standard.
okay.
So you've got 48 hours reserved.
Well, yeah, we have 2.
And you're right on 24 hours is generally the standard that you build to, you know. Okay. Implement a plan to protect potable water supplies. What was that all about? Does anybody know?
Y2K.
It's been like
Terrorist threats. And it probably been, when it's done, it's probably been ours because I believe, seriously, it's terrorists, I think in the county, they put barbed wire around all their water towers and stuff. Make sure that the stuff was locked up. I think it was, so you couldn't, you can't water system.
Okay. Is there any issues there now? Now, I think there was also something else involved back then. They called it ice cream enrichment. And it come from a cattle yard somewhere. So it's something that was also involved too, but I think that's been resolved. So. Okay. This is probably nothing or anything that you're concerned about anymore. So that can come off your short term. Implement a plan to redesign US 92. Did we just talk about that forever? Okay. You have put in the plan to redesign, but you're looking at funding now to get the project going, right, Robert?
We can do part of it, you know, the intersection, but the whole enchilada where we do the parks, where we did the parking off the street, where we get sidewalks all the way around the courthouse and to the downtown area, that's where I'm saying we probably need to look at getting that $2 million back in the splash for next time.
He said it was $2 million in SPLOST last time for that.
Okay.
But, and of course, they need to design parks, some of the money's
Come on, money, what is it?
the program right now, seeing this with our RGO fund.
The
It's right
department
with
does
SPLOST.
for that project, we're willing to pay.
And the DOT's going to do the lights, I mean, it's all three of those.
Okay. You pretty well got something lined up. How do you expect that to be funded, whether you got the actual funding in place, right?
Right, I'm anticipating that it should be in the next squash, so that the funding will be there. But I'm also saying that number 1, number 4, number 5, number 11 and 12, and number 10 all could fit into some part of the downtown master plan that I was talking about. So that's a big part of the whole scheme of, I think, what Leesburg is focusing on, at least in the